When you're poor, reduce and reuse become second nature, almost involuntary, like reflexes, out of survival, out of necessity. I'm poor. I don't have the funds to go buy every water bottle I could possibly need in a week. I'm also disabled, so I struggle to keep up with the water bottle I've been using or clean it in between uses. I have at least 3 different half-drunk water cups in my bedroom right now as it is. And I guess that's where my water from yesterday is. But I'm going somewhere, and I didn't want to just carry a glass of water. It's got lemon juice, tonic water, and liquid IV in it for anybody wondering why it's cloudy. So I needed something with a lid. Normally, I'd grab one of the old soda bottles, but we took it recycling yesterday. And we happen to have that instant coffee jar in the cabinet for any purpose it might need to be put to. Because when you're poor, you look at things like we should all be looking at things in the wake of climate disaster. Trash, or is it? How can it be put to reuse? How can it come into use for us now in a way that would mean we wouldn't have to buy something overpriced later? How can we use it now or keep it now for something we might need later that we wouldn't be able to afford to buy the thing? I can't afford a big fancy water bottle. I could probably find one at a reduced price at a thrift store or estate sale or yard sale. But that's not my point. That is helpful. Buying reused stuff is the same thing I'm talking about. Because the point is to minimize waste. If I didn't put that instant coffee jar to use again, it's going to go rot in a landfill, contributing to climate disaster and the destruction of everyone I know and love, and future generations, and the planet I know and love. The issue isn't humans. The issue is capitalism and colonialism. This need to consume and consume and consume to the point that you have to waste excessively. This stuff we have is stuff people have thrown away. And most of it is still useful. Even if it's not useful in its original capacity, it's still useful as some kind of object, as potential to be added to another object, as potential art or craft. Old clothes as cleaning rags, old stuffed animals as moving packing material, old instant coffee jars as a water bottle. We focus too much on the rich in this country, and it's killing us all. Not only because they're hoarding all the resources and passing all the laws that exploit us all to death, but also because if we're idolizing them and their massive consumption and the massive waste that comes along with it, then we're idolizing climate disaster. We're idolizing hoarding resources while millions die because they can't access them. And we're idolizing creating new things that will only contribute to the waste that contributes to climate disaster, rather than figuring out how we can reuse the billions and billions and billions of things that already exist in this world and are just going to go to waste and contribute to climate disaster. My brother and I grew up poor. We hold on to things because we see the potential value in them. Someone with money looks at something they don't need right now and goes, I don't need that right now. I can buy it later. But money and wealth is temporary, just like ability is temporary. And when you grow up without any of that, you know you have to work with what you've got. And therefore, you have to value what you've got. Stop idolizing billionaires. Idolize the people who are getting by on nothing. Look at the people who are surviving despite not being able to conform to the eugenic capitalistic standard of having a job, having an income, being financially stable. There shouldn't be a paywall in front of survival for us or the planet. Look around you. There's metal that can be resold and reused for different metal components. Copper and gold and aluminum and silver are renewable resources. Throwing that appliance into the dump, there's copper and aluminum in there that's perfectly fine and perfectly reusable. You're wasting our precious resources and allowing them to melt into the earth and kill her, turning her own resources against her, turning our own planet against us. So, for the sake of all of us, for the sake of the planet, don't idolize the billionaires. Idolize the poor people. Idolize the strugglers. Idolize the people who do what it takes to survive, no matter what. Because that's the only way we all survive, no matter what. I kind of pulled this video out of my butt, but I feel pretty proud of it. We'll see if I feel differently when I watch back. If you appreciated it, my brother and I do this. We go around on trash nights and collect things that are reusable or can be resold as metal scrap to try to minimize the waste in our local environment. We do it for extra money, but it doesn't pay well, so we do it more because we're passionate about it and it's important. This stuff may look like it's rotting in our yard, but we are working on getting it to other people who can use it so that it doesn't rot in a landfill. We love doing this work, especially my brother. It's so important to us. Just this week, I pulled a giant trash bag out of somebody's trash full of clean, good clothes that I'm going to take to the homeless organization that I volunteer with. Those would have rotted in a landfill, and now they're going to go to people who have nothing. Idolize the people who know what it's like to survive on nothing, who can literally turn nothing into everything. My cash links are in my bio. There's a Patreon where you can support us regularly. If I can get 200 people at $5 a month, we can be a little financially stable, rest and take care of our illnesses and disabilities, and do this work at a pace that suits us. And do it with more intentionality. We're poor. We need time and space to be able to do this work. And money allows that. Your $5 a month combined with a bunch of other people's means that we don't have to stress about where our next $10 is coming from. We know that our pain medication that we have to pay for out of pocket is covered. We know that gas money for our vehicles is covered so we can keep doing work and taking care of ourselves as we need to. And we know that emergencies that might come up are covered. It's okay if you don't know what you can do specifically to help climate disaster. It's okay if you don't know how to do scrap metal. There are so many things that you can do, like the coffee jar I showed at the beginning of the video. It seems really simple, but that's because it is. It's just about not wasting as much. So look around you and figure out what you can do in your own life that's just like minimally minimizing the waste that you're producing. And consider supporting people who are actively doing work to minimize as much waste as possible. We have taken thousands of pounds of scrap metal to our scrap salvage yard for reuse. That's thousands of pounds just of metal that have not rotted in a landfill because of our work. And that's just metal. And that's just the scrap metal aspect of what we do. I do a lot of work for mutual aid too, which is really valuable and undervalued work like scrap salvage. But it's important to me and my brother to save the planet and the people on it in any way we can. And just because we don't have money doesn't mean we don't have the ability to do so. So if any of that resonates with you, my Patreon's in the link tree in my bio. There's also a wish list for food and medicine for us, or you could just send 10 or 50 bucks if you happen to have it right now. I really appreciate you watching this far, and if you have, comment, I love your recycled water jug. Where'd you get it? And maybe search like recycled water jugs. Honestly, the message in this video is more important to me than anything else. And having a product people can engage with gets videos engaged with. So genuinely, if you believe in anything I've said, comment or search something about recycled water jugs or jars or recycling or anything, really. The world is burning around us. We're on a fast track for mass death. But just because it's happening doesn't mean we can't stop it a little or help somehow. Help somehow.